Hello and welcome to another episode of AskAfroDaddy. This is the podcast where we answer all of your questions about life, the universe, and parenting. Hello, I am AfroDaddy.
Hello, I am Julie.
Your name's so boring compared to mine. Every week.
Sorry, blame my parents, not me.
So if we sound a little bit different, it's because we're trying a new setup. We're not recording this straight to Facebook. We're doing a whole different recording system. It might be a little bit weird.
It would be weirder if people could actually see what we look like right now.
Listen, we have a very echoey room, and I've had to do strange and wonderful things to try and remove the echo.
Strange things that the internet may not be prepared to see.
No, this is. I think I know about 7 audio engineers who are like spinning in their graves right now.
We're basically like sitting under my junior high quilt.
I made a tent.
You made a tent. We're hiding out in a tent.
And I can still hear an echo. So that, as much as that looks very exciting, it actually isn't working.
It is, what's the word for this? It's very raw and real, and it is what it is, babe. We don't have the money for it. Yeah. Expensive sound studio. Sorry.
Man, one day.
Yeah.
One day. If you pay for my Patreon, then which I'll tell you about at the end of the podcast. But first, as always, we spend so much time complaining about parenting because parenting is hard. And
do we really?
Well, not we. I say parents.
Oh,
we. The bigger we.
The bigger we.
Yeah. It's not always about you, Julie. Jeez.
Sorry.
We spend so much time kind of thinking about how difficult parenting is, and rightfully so. I'm not saying it isn't. But it is good also to think about the positives. So have you had any positives from the last 2 weeks?
Yes, I've had many positives on the last.
Yeah, you have.
The last few weeks. The most current one that comes to mind, because my mind works in what happened in the last few hours.
Yeah.
No, this actually happened more than 24 hours ago, so I'm quite impressed that I remember it. We took our boys, so you got home early-ish, like earlier than regular time, and our boys needed to burn off some energy, so we went for a walk in the neighborhood. And my parenting highlight is, I think this is the first walk I've done with our 2.5-year-old. We did the entire walk holding my hand.
Like a good half an hour.
Yeah, like, do you think we walked a kilometer?
Yeah, all
Probably
in all.
about a kilometer.
No, more.
More?
Because we walked up the road and we took a right.
Yeah.
And then we walked all the way to the other road. So probably like a K1.5.
And I didn't pick him up once.
Yeah, he was happy to jump along and hop.
He was skipping and hopping like bunnies and jumping like joeys and singing Humpty Dumpty, and he didn't need to be picked up at all. And I suddenly remember coming home and I had this moment. I mean, tell you about it. Well, I'm telling you about it now.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't carry my baby. You know, he was such a big boy.
Yeah, Eli, boy 2.0, as we call him when it's on the internet.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Now everyone knows his real name, as if they didn't know that already. He's had like he's gone through like these really big jumps of development. Like, I mean, we spoke about the milk thing last time?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you know, so he's gone off the. I want to say off the teat. I know that's not the right
Yeah, that
thing.
is the absolute incorrect terminology for my very poor excuse for bosoms.
He's right. I beg to disagree, but I don't make you feel uncomfortable. But he's weaned. We've weaned him. He's weaned himself, and you weaned him, and you've weaned each other.
Yeah.
Like the last little semblance of umbilical cord was cut, and now you don't even have to hold him anymore. How are you feeling about that, really?
Like mixed emotions,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, there is a lot of baby talk going around in circles that I'm in at the moment, and I'm having a real sense of like, oh my goodness, I may never experience this again. Grief, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Which this is
understandably
the podcast for honesty.
Yeah. Where I am experiencing the exact... I'm experiencing the same thing. My experience is, oh my goodness, I'm never going to have to experience this again, which is fine.
But like my friend, my colleague at work, also a friend, showed me a photo of her friend who had a baby yesterday. And like she was like, look at the newness. Like there's nothing softer than soft newborn skin and chubby full cheeks and a mop of soft hair.
See, but this is exactly what a lot of people talk about, because you talk about Eli being the soft, sweet, soft hair baby with the smell, as if that's all it was for like the first year.
No, like, it was hectic. I've not forgotten. I've not forgotten.
You logically remember, but you forget the emotional trauma.
Yeah, biology wants me to have another baby. That's how it works. That's how people have more than one child in the family.
Do you feel that biological clock kind of ticking away?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, so on one hand, I feel so proud. Like, I feel proud of him, right? We've like graduated out of the real stage of dependency, and now he needs me for different things. But he's like really, really asserting his.
Mom, am I strong?
Am I strong? He asked this morning. Mom, I'm not a baby. I'm a big boy.
You can come to my party if you want to.
Yeah, his garbage truck birthday party, which is another thing that we need to talk about. How in the world we're going to throw our son a garbage truck birthday for his third birthday and not be reported by some like parenting ombudsman or something?
Yeah.
You know.
I think my
feeling a bit sad about it.
we've kind of taken that highlight and made it into a low light. Woo! Ruined.
No, made real. It's all your fault. You can make me happy. I could have a third child.
Yeah, but then I mean, me running away as fast as I could probably
wouldn't make me very happy.
Well, maybe it would. We haven't tried it. We haven't experimented with that yet.
What was yours?
Mine was having a whole good 4-day weekend, and not too many meltdowns. The boys were happy. There was a lot of good family time, and they were great. I mean, every time we were with family, there wasn't any real meltdowns in front of our folks at all.
Yeah, it was exhausting though. Like I thought we should have planned that a bit better, and we should have planned to leave the kids with one of our parents for a few hours.
Because with my mom, they were fantastic. They were.
I mean, it was so lovely, to have that intensity with the kids, but it was exhausting, right?
It was hectic.
I'm tired.
and again, this is where you have to go. Kudos to the stay-at-home moms who don't get that Monday, the Monday morning break. I'm actually on a Facebook group for people who write regularly for the Washington Post.
Oh, excuse us.
The parenting for their parenting section, and on every Monday there's a Monday. It's not called Monday Motivational. It's called something else, but it's basically saying the whole point of that post every Monday is to say, hey, it's okay for you to look forward to going back to work on a Monday. It's okay for you to have that feeling of, I miss my kids, but I'm also really glad that they're at school today and I don't have to deal with them for 4 to 8 hours. It's okay.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, shout out to the stay-at-home moms, man.
Totally. Cheers to you.
You don't get that Monday off that you get by going back to work.
It's complicated, right?
Yeah. There's benefits and downsides. But anyway, that was cool. That was a happy thing. Are you ready for our first question?
I am.
Okay. Our first question is from Jason.
Is this a long one?
No, it's a short one. The question is, if you guys could switch bodies, what unique body thing would you have to inform the other person about to make sure that their day isn't completely ruined?
Wow.
So like a Freaky Friday kind of thing.
I mean, menstruation is a bitch, right?
Yeah. So let's avoid the main what's unique what's a unique body thing to your body that you'd have to prep me for, or at least help me understand.
Blindness.
oh yes.
I'd be like, imagine
you are so blind.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not. I mean, there are people who are legitimately blind, Terrence, who could be listening. I'm not blind.
No, you're not blind.
But I do have diminished eyesight without my contact lenses in.
You're like a minus 4.
No, I'm not even that bad. I'm not even that.
-3.
I'm minus 2.5, minus 2.9, or something like that. So it's not even that hectic. But it is enough that I wouldn't feel comfortable driving without my lenses, or
A lot of people don't know that you have such bad eyesight.
Most people don't know.
No one has ever seen you with glasses.
Yeah,
you don't have glasses.
I don't own glasses.
Yeah, and unless they've seen you in the morning or the evening. Like if they've seen you get in or out of bed,
Oh, my fuzzy eyes.
then they would like, what are you doing with your eyes?
Exactly. But that would be one thing. I'd be like, hey, be prepared for waking up in the morning and everything being a little bit cloudy.
Yeah, don't like start screaming because you can't see the other side of the room.
What would be yours?
I mean, other than the man stuff, like what to do if, things start to change. Like where to
That would
tack,
be so weird.
where to tack things.
Oh my gosh.
Like how to the scratch and sniff kind of thing.
What?
That's
What's the sniff?
okay. Every guy who's listening right now knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to
Defile this podcast.
to
We're
ru-
not defiling this. What
to
an awful
ruin-
question.
Well, no, it's okay. So
Yeah, the
other than
eyesight wasn't out there one, right?
the eyesight, okay, yeah.
What's yours?
But I mean, okay. Other than the eyesight, anything else like maybe
Yeah, I
with your
know.
hair or anything
Oh.
like that?
Yeah, so my long hair can get trapped underneath my armpits, which is really annoying. Or like get hooked like behind like a chair. Don't
Yeah.
sit back with your hair down and like yank your head forward suddenly.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, there's a whole range of hair
I
stuff.
have a very small bladder, so be prepared to go to the toilet
Okay, I just
often.
wouldn't drink water then. I just wouldn't drink anything.
Also, I like itch. I don't know what's up with this itching.
What do you mean you itch?
No. Like, I get like itchy skin, like on my shoulder. I've got like a spot like on my clavicle. I like often like my forearms. I think I'm like allergic to a detergent. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's a new thing.
So what do you do to like cure the itch?
I just scratch, which is really annoying.
I thought you're gonna have like this white sage advice
Well,
of like
no, I
putting
try to
ice
like
on
rinse,
it, or-
rinse my arms with water or like splash water up on my clavicle. It doesn't always work, but that would be what I would let you know about.
So I knew about those, but something that you might not know about me is that often if you were driving in my body, I'd warn you about my left knee because
Is that the clicky one?
well, they're both clicky, but this one is particularly bad because often if you're driving in traffic and you're doing a lot of clutch control, sometimes you can't extend the knee completely because of like it needs to pop, but you can't pop it because of the way the clutch is.
Oh, yeah.
So what you actually need to do is you actually need to shift so that you can push your leg out completely straight to the back, like
Yeah,
behind
the clutch.
the pedal. So you actually have to like get your foot behind the pedal of the clutch and then do like a quick flick. You have to put your hand firmly on your knee and then like a quick flick and you'll hear a pop and you'll feel amazing relief in your knee and then you'll drive normally fine. Yeah. Also, if you feel any tension, you need to like crick your neck like this, like that, and then you'll feel a lot of relief as well. And of course,
I feel like we're giving away. Yeah, I feel like we're giving away way
then
too
it's
many
the-
secrets
and then
about our bodies.
and then it's that.
Yeah, no one wants to hear the
Oh,
knuckle click. I'm not going to do that.
The last thing, this is another pop thing, but it's weird.
Okay.
This is super weird.
I don't. Do you want to tell the internet?
It's not like gross weird.
Okay.
It's just weird. Sometimes like my the jaw behind my gums gets sore, like the bone behind my gums gets sore. So you have to click your nose, and that releases the pressure in your
Okay,
sinus cavity.
that's too weird.
So
I don't
like-
even want to know that, babe. Babe, I don't want. Please don't click
So
your
you have
nose.
to like click your nose. Basically, if you feel for the day that you're inhabiting my body, if you feel any pain, try and click or pop something, and you should be fine.
That's- Thankfully, Freaky Friday is not a real thing.
Well, okay. Here's a follow-up question that I just
Okay.
thought of. Would you want to switch bodies with me for a day?
Ooh. Like, I'm curious.
Well, my
Like, what
answer's
it's like
clear.
to be a
Like,
boy for
my-
a day, but for the most
Not
part,
any boy.
Yeah, you.
Me.
So but you are a boy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, there's a mystery that I think keeps romance alive. that I think we should maintain and not speak too much about on
would-
the internet.
No,
Again with the
yeah.
internet, but
Yeah.
would you want to?
Depending on the time of the month, yes. Like, clear yes.
You ain't man enough for.
No, I don't. Look, I know my limitations. I know my mental limitations. I give mad props to women who are going through their menstrual period thing,
Oh my gosh.
which
Yes.
shows you how
Yes.
expert I am at
Yes,
even
yes.
using the right terms. I would not want to experience that myself, but there are other things I would want to experience.
Okay.
Mostly
But
just
let's-
jumping up and down.
Oh my God. It's not fun. No one wants to do it. No one wants to jump up and down.
I think it's one of those things that I'll do it for like 12 seconds and they'll be like, oh wow, this is terrible.
Yeah, no one wants to do that. That's why people created really good bras to keep the jumping to a minimum. We don't actually want the jumping to happen. It's not comfortable.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, a very good follow-up question, not follow-up, a segue question to that
Okay.
question. When and how should I talk about sex with my kids?
Is this really the theme for tonight?
It's the sexy time.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Should I put like some Barry White on in the
Yeah.
background?
So, I mean, we are not that far along in the journey, but the talk is like starting to happen slowly
Yeah.
with the babies and the babies in the mummy's tummies part with our 4-year-old.
Yes.
So,
There's a lot of like,
Yeah, he's
I
asking.
grew up in this tummy.
He's like, but like, so obviously ours is another layer of complexity because we have adoption to also navigate the whole. But from a biological purpose, our son is very upset that he cannot have a baby in his tummy.
Yeah.
This is his thing. Why do the mommies get to have the babies in their tummies? And when I'm big, and when I'm 51, he asks, could I have the baby in my tummy? So, I mean, we're getting there. He hasn't quite asked how the baby gets in.
Yeah, sex hasn't come up.
No.
But
But he's only 4.
he's only 4. But what happens when he's 6 and he asks us something?
So, I mean, I've been reading about it a little bit just because I want to be prepared because I like to be like one step ahead. 'Cause
Yeah.
these toddlers are smart.
Yeah, especially our ones.
Yeah, and like, so I mean, so I think we've done the basics, right? I mean, in terms of giving our boys the correct
Like we talk
anatomical
about
terms.
Yeah, we talk about consent very clearly.
Yeah.
Not in sex terms,
No.
but like if you don't want to get a kiss, if someone wants to kiss you, you don't want to kiss them. You can say no. It's
Yeah.
your body. So we're very like consent positive.
And they know, they know they've got a penis.
Yeah.
And mommy's got it. Well, they just say agina. They
Vagina.
shorten it. And they unfortunately know too much about mummy's cycles. And that's just, oh my gosh, how awkward. There's nothing more awkward than a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old wanting to
I did tell you
understand.
something, but I'm going to tell you something off air.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
But it's really funny, but I'll tell you off air. But please just remind me to
Oh
tell you.
no. What happened? Okay. We'll have to can we pause this podcast? No.
Yeah. Okay. For Terrence of the future, this is the part where you have to edit out and put like some cool, fun music on over for like just 5 seconds. Okay, we're gonna go for 5 seconds and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry we can't tell you what that
Oh
was
my
about,
gosh.
but maybe one day when we ply Julie with many glasses of wine, she'll let me tell you that story. But that is not a story for today.
That's not a story for today.
Yeah, so we've always thought like when they've asked them the question, they're ready for the answer.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is right. It's the anatomically correct terms.
Yeah. The basics.
Yeah. We try very. I mean, look.
And not more than they're asking,
Yeah,
right? You don't want to
yeah.
like.
Go
Yeah.
way
Oh,
into too depth. But also, we've all been socialized to think of sex as this very like secretive, almost like dirty thing that's shameful, and I think that shame leads to a lot of problems. So there's a lot of
Not even just sex, like our own bodies,
Our own
natural
body,
functions,
yeah, exactly,
right? Are
yeah.
like massively shameful.
yeah. I mean, we're talking about menstruation and periods earlier, but like so there's a lot of that we're trying to. That kind of cycle we're trying to break with our boys, where
Which is hard because we were in that
we're
cycle
so in it.
ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we have to like really fight our base,
Absolutely.
like so deeply ingrained instincts
Yeah.
with a lot of these things. But we're going to try very hard to when they ask a question to give a clear answer.
And also to like normalize it a little bit more, so like our kids don't think we only had sex, with Eli once.
Oh yeah.
Like
No,
not to
they're-
like not to overshare because I don't want to be on that. Those parents is way too cool and like, oh my gosh, like, oh no, ooh,
No. They need to know.
But they need to know, like the norm, like
Yeah.
mommy and daddy are married. We love each other very much. This
They-
kind of thing happens.
Yeah, we don't know when or how.
Yeah,
But
just
but
like it's
logically we
normal.
know it's there. Kind of like the stock exchange or the economy. We know the economy is happening. We don't really understand it.
We know it affects our household
know-
in a major way.
But it also is, but it can be kind of really scary to think about. So we choose not to think about it even though we know it's out there. I think that's the way.
We obviously have a lot of parenting growing up to do, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I don't think we answered that question at all, but, moving on.
I think honesty and being as real as possible without being gross, without, you don't have to be, what's what I'm looking for? You don't have to be too overt about all the things you're saying, especially about your own experiences.
Yeah, but maybe you have to figure out, like, if your kids haven't got there yet, like, figure out what what are your own sensitive spots around, like, so what are the things that your triggers or the things that make you feel uncomfortable, and do some hard thinking and some talking with your partner, if you have a partner, around, like, why those things are uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
And try and make sure that you don't, like, pass it on to your kid.
And also get mentally prepared for when they become teenagers, and you might have to tell them some of your own story, not in graphic detail, but like, hey, this is the lesson, this is a hard lesson I learned once, or this is what this is why it's wonderful, or like this is what you have to, like, this is how you have to protect yourself, and all that kind of stuff. You need to have this honest, because for me, with anything like this, whether it's sex or drugs or school or anything, I want my boys to be honest with me. I want them to feel like no matter what, and this is something, my dad had a lot of flaws, but he was a wonderful dad. And one of the things he did really well was to always say, like, no matter where you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what is going on, you can come and talk to me, and I'll always be your dad. And that's not going to change. I'm always going to love you. We're always going to try and figure something out. And I really want to make sure my boys feel like that. I want to make sure, like, if they are in trouble with the police, that they can call me, and I won't be like, oh, you're dead to me, how could you do this?
Yeah,
Click.
absolutely.
So, and this is one of the situations where you can really show them, hey, I take you seriously, I take your concerns seriously.
I mean, it must be a big thing, like, you've got this question, which you think is, you're seeing these, like, pregnant bellies, and you've been told the babies, and they're like, how did it get in? And then, like, your parents, like, giggling, or, like, not answering,
or like,
you.
No, you want to talk
or,
about,
like,
we don't talk about that, or,
And you're like, but...
or like you're at school, and like you're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or whatever, and your friends are talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe they have older brothers or sisters who are a little bit more graphic with them.
They're being exposed to things that maybe they shouldn't be.
Yeah, and then your kids come home, and you're like, no, shush, you don't talk. Like, you don't want them to go on the internet to find out that stuff. You want them to come to you.
Absolutely.
Where it's controlled and it's clear, and you can tell them in no uncertain terms exactly what the deal is. So.
Exactly.
Do you have a would you rather for me?
I do. Thankfully, it has nothing to do with sex.
Oh.
Because I have not dealt with my fact that I want to talk about sex sufficiently on the internet.
We should actually. It's funny because one of our good friends, who's also a blogger, Cindy Alfina, wrote a post today.
She wrote a great post today.
About sex.
She did write a great post. I had a real giggle. Because I think it was meant to be a giggle, right?
Yeah, it's meant to be a giggle, but I think parents need to be talking about this as well. There's a lot of complexity around sex with parenting as well. So you should go check out 3 kids, 2 dogs,
and 1 old house.
And 1 old house.co.za.
Is that what it's called? Sorry, Cindy, we may be getting this. We'll have to tag it. We'll have to
we'll tag it. We'll tag it in there. Yeah. But it's
post.
It is a great article, and the headline is quite eye-catching too. But we'll post that a little bit later.
I'm trying to find the link, but it's not really helping. 3, 2, 1, and it's sorry, Cindy.
You're very bad with this.
We're not doing
3 kids, 2 dogs, and 1 old house.
There we go. Go and check it out. About traveling in a camper van, sex in a camper van.
And just in general, worthwhile reading her blog.
Yeah, she's great.
Okay, so would you rather?
Okay, let's have a quick squiz. Right. Oh, sorry.
Cheapest.
Hello. Okay. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or 10 minutes into the future of anyone else but yourself?
So would I rather see my 10 minutes into the
so you
future?
get to choose. You can choose, like, at any point, you can stop and see what's going to happen to you 10 minutes in the future.
It's like a power I have.
Yeah.
So it's not like a once-off thing.
No. It's like you can see 10 minutes into your future at any point in time, or you can see 10 minutes into the future of anyone else at any point in time, but not yourself.
So I can walk down the street and go, I can see that person's 10 minutes. Whew.
It's a tough one. I feel like I have my answer.
Okay, I would go for my own 10 minutes.
Okay, tell me why.
Because I think I would get very frustrated in the fact that I can't necessarily affect. So let's say I see into someone's future in 10 minutes, someone else's future like for the next 10 minutes, and I can't affect like a bad thing that's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
I would get very frustrated by that. Whereas
Yeah.
I know without fail, every single time I can affect my 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's me.
Okay, I hear you. That's good motivation. Mine was not very
wasn't that thoughtful?
I was like,
you want to change stuff for yourself.
I'm like, I'll be sitting at the like betting podium, figure out which horse won quickly, write the answer, and make myself a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, but don't you think that eventually people would start to like cotton on that you're cheating in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, they might do.
You'd have to be clever. You'd have to lose occasionally.
Yeah, so I mean, I would obviously be quite
You'd have to have
strategic.
assist. Yeah, well, because you thought about this question so strategically. Obviously, it's a strength of yours.
Strategic thinking is a strength of mine, according to my Strength Finder.
Oh, strength finder. Oh, yeah, because those things never fail.
No, some of them are really good. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like if it was for myself, I would be tempted to do it all the time, and that would be like it would hamper my own life, my own living.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be living.
No, I'd be always going,
you,
oh my goodness, like, let me just rather jump 10 minutes into the future and have a look.
Are you jumping ahead, or what's happening? Are you watching for 10 minutes and then jumping back?
I don't know whether the would you rather was that specific. It just said, would you rather be able to see? No, would you be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or 10 minutes in the future of anyone else? So I feel like I would rather go 10 minutes in the future for everyone else, because I wouldn't be doing it all the time. I'd be strategic about when I felt like I wanted to do that. But with myself, I would always be wanting to like flick 10 minutes forward, like, and it would interrupt how I live my life in the moment.
Do you know what would be cool? If you did do it for other people, you would get a lot of other perspectives. So let's say you're in a room and something happens in the room.
Yeah.
You can go 10 minutes in the future and you could watch everyone else's perspectives just over, if you just did it over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Including, you wouldn't be able to see your own perspective, but you can see, no one wants to see themselves in the way they really look.
Well, but you'd be doing that in your own, if you were seeing yourself in your own 10 minutes,
okay,
right?
I see what you're saying, yeah.
So
10 minutes is not a lot of time.
No, it's not a lot of time.
So you couldn't win the lottery with 10 minutes, for instance, because they close the lottery thing like half an hour before it goes live.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'd have to be like really strategic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, there must be situations.
What if you did a thing where, you committed to every 10 minutes look into the future. So you look into the future of 10 minutes of, you look 10 minutes into the future of you looking 10 minutes into the future of you looking 10 minutes into the future.
It'd be very boring 10 minutes.
No, but if you keep doing that, eventually you could see like 10 years into your future.
Huh?
So you're watching yourself. So you're always jumping 10 minutes. And if you did that...
Again, I feel like you're going out of the limits of this superpower.
Okay, fine. But I'm just saying...
But I feel like we have your answer. So for you, it would be yourself.
Yes, totally myself.
And for me, it would be other people.
Because I'd be frustrated by the fact that I wouldn't be able to help other people.
But you could, because you could respond differently. If you look 10 minutes into my future and in 10 minutes time...
I might be able to, but I wouldn't... There might be occasions where...
Yeah, but you wouldn't be... Why would you be looking 10 minutes in the future of someone who's not in your vicinity? What would the point of that be? So I would be like, okay, imagine if in 10 minutes time you know that this mic stand is going to fall over and like stub my toe.
Yeah.
Right? You look, you see it happen, and you move my foot.
Would I, though?
Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. You like have to make the call. Maybe my foot's not worth, messing with fate. But
exactly. Like, what happens if I move your foot and the thing hits the floor and everything catches alight and we all die?
I mean, these are all the risk calculations you've got to take.
This is a lot more complex than I think you realized.
It's better than last week's one, which was like old toothbrushes and stinky old underpants.
No, the worst one was the cockroach bath. We're never talking about that ever again. Okay, last question.
Last question. Let's do this.
And then I need another glass of wine, or another half a glass of wine, because that's what I'm doing now. Here's a trick. If you feel like you're drinking too much wine, pour half glasses of wine, and then you fool your brain.
Or just don't drink the wine.
Or just don't drink the wine, but that's sometimes harder. Okay, here we go. Last question. My 2 kids are always hitting each other. What can I do about it?
I have no clue. When you find out the answer, please let me know. The end. Good night, everyone. I mean, I have no clue. Our kids are doing it a lot at this time. Like that is how they respond when they're frustrated.
Yeah, and they're very good. They spend like a good half an hour with each other.
Yeah, and then someone just does something and it's a clap and a clap. And
yeah, someone takes the wrong toy and someone pushes the other guy and then it escalates very quickly.
Yeah, and then they're both crying, Mommy, Mom.
He did this, nobody did this.
Yeah.
So one theory I have is just to let them fight. I still, to a limit. So like when you think someone's really going to get like a broken bone.
But what does it achieve? Just letting them pound each other? Because I mean, we obviously want to try and teach them that is not how you're not like, so in everything that you're doing, obviously you're understanding that they're developmentally at a particular stage, right? But you're wanting to train them towards a better next stage.
Yeah, that's not what I'm doing. I just think it's really fun to watch them fight. If I have to hear people screaming and going on, I may as well see a good little toddler fight club.
No, Toddler Fight Club. Terrence mentions Toddler Fight Club a lot.
Every episode.
And it's not happening. And it's not.
We could sell tickets.
Not an idea.
If we put Liam.
Julie 10 minutes into the future is saying this is a bad idea.
If we put Liam into a ring, Liam or Eli, actually Liam and Eli into a ring, tag team against any other brother combo. Think of all of the sibling combos we know.
Yeah.
Even the older ones.
This is not something we should be proud of.
Our 2 could take them out.
Yeah, no, just because they have great team skills.
Yeah, also they're very good with the hugging. They're just going to hug.
Yeah,
they hug their friends.
They're totally into this like wrestling thing at the moment. And that's because Terrence introduced them to a show called Ultimate Beastmaster. Yeah,
but it's very nice.
No, it's wrestling. Not like scary wrestling. It's not wrestling. It's not wrestling.
No, it's just like like jumping on each other.
Are you saying? I mean, so Ultimate Beastmaster is like a gladiator challenge. It's no wrestling. There's
I'm saying what our kids do.
But what our kids do is like, I mean, it's just full on giggles and like basically pile-ons. They're just piling onto each other and holding on. Just so funny.
But eventually that does degrade into someone taking the wrong toy or someone getting a bit hurt, and then someone pushes and someone hits out and. So look, we in all honesty, we nip that in the bud immediately.
Yeah, we do.
We don't hit them ourselves.
No.
As much as we want to sometimes. I'm just being honest. Sometimes I really want to hit my kids.
Yeah.
But so we don't have that kind of dealing with that hypocrisy of but you hit me when you're angry, I hit my brother when I'm angry. And that's a whole other debate there as well.
And I try to enforce the steps that I want them. So I mean, obviously they're little, but I'm hoping eventually.
Feel like repetition.
They'll say like, if your brother hits you, come and stop. Tell them to stop and say no, we don't hit. If they still hit you, come and tell mommy or daddy. And
then we defend them.
Yeah.
So especially, and this is something that I'm very aware of with Liam and getting hit by Eli.
Eldest and littlest,
because Liam is older and he is bigger, and Liam's quite a strong, even for a 4-year-old. He's quite a powerful guy, but he's a strong little guy. He's a solid kid. But so the tendency would be, if Eli hits him, it's not a big deal. But whenever he shows distress, because Eli has pushed him or hit him, it's immediately Eli, no. And I almost don't do that so much for Eli. I do that so that Liam knows Daddy will defend him, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, so when one party has been wronged, we very clearly and outwardly say that is not right. We're not happy with you. That's not great. You know, either you go to your room or we take the toy away or whatever.
But I mean, we're human, so we obviously get this right. 3 times out of 10.
Yeah. and often we find it's there's a little flare up, and then they're playing with each other again, like 2-3 minutes later.
Yeah.
You know, I know people who like enforce the hug thing, where it's like, you hug it out.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that because they do hug each other
a lot.
Normally, just they just like hugging each other, and I don't want to taint that.
No.
With like now like hugging your brother is like a begrudging thing.
Yeah.
So
becomes like a punishment.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that to happen. at the same time, we do try and get them to say sorry, especially Liam because he's older. Eli still doesn't
He
quite.
doesn't get it. He's like, no, I not say sorry.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
Yes, I can't, mummy.
Liam's starting to understand a little bit better,
Yeah.
and we've worked out little things. You know, like when Liam starts to be a bit rough and maybe reacts out of anger with his brother, we take him to his room and talk to him, and we calm him down. We don't like lock him in his room. One of us sits there with him, and we sit with him until he calms down.
Yeah.
Eli's still a little bit too young for that. I don't know what we would do if our kids were older. Like, what if our kids were like, you know, in their tweens or their teens, and they're hitting each other then? I mean, your brothers used to fight quite a lot, didn't they? When they were teenagers? Oh, they didn't really fist fight.
No, it wasn't fist fighting.
It was more just complaining at each other.
Yeah,
They're lovely now. They're very mature young men now.
Yeah. I actually don't know what we'll do, babe. I feel like
Send them to the army. Send them to boys into separate boarding schools.
I mean, yeah, I hope like I want to be able to think that we will be able to rationalize with them around like respecting each other and caring for each other and how to control your frustration, you know, and when to just use your words to talk to your brother, or when, you know, to bring in a parent or a mediator, and like give them the skills to deal with that emotion rather than pretending that the rage or whatever they're feeling doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think also you have to investigate why. If it's happening to the point where you're worried about it, where it's like it's like they're out of control. That doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Like there's extenuating circumstances
Absolutely.
there, so you have to figure out what that is. Is it a tone in your household?
Yeah.
You know, maybe you just have a household where people are quite angry and aggressive. Is it something they're watching? Is it something that's going on with their friends?
Yeah.
Maybe you react violently to things, and you have to like figure out if that's causing a problem. And like, again, these aren't easy conversations to have, but it's all stuff that has to happen if you are really worried about your kids' safety in their home.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we want, right? We want our kids to feel safe in their own homes.
Obviously.
Yeah. Except in my home, where toddler fight club is a thing.
And I will look 10 minutes into the future and predict the winner every time.
Oh, yes! Oh, that is such a money-making scheme. Oh, we're going to be millionaires!
Oh, my God.
I mean, we might be taken to...
Babe, we're busy doing a podcast under a tent of a quilt.
Hey, you got to admit, it's pretty...
No, it's a great MacGyver. You did a good
intense.
thing. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
With that, I think it's time for us to go.
It is.
Where can people send their questions through?
They can find you on Facebook.
Yeah, sorry, I actually didn't even tell you who sent us. I'm so used to like not giving people's names, but it was Joanna, Adam, and last one was...
Jason was the first one.
Jason was the first one. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, so thank you so much for sending your questions through. But if other people want to send their questions through, how can they do that?
They can go to AskAfroDaddy online and fill out the chat to AskAfroDaddy thing. It pops up. It's really creepy. You can speak to my husband at any time.
Directly.
Yeah, that's really creepy. Don't
AskAfroDaddyOnline.com.
do that sparingly, please. And not after 8.
Especially after 8 is the only free time I have.
Otherwise, they can go to our Facebook page, AskAfroDaddy.
CT. Yeah.
There we go. And drop a question.
And you can email.
Oh, yeah.
AskAfroDaddyCT@gmail.com.
There we go.
Finally, if you want to support AskAfroDaddy financially, you can do that by subscribing to my Patreon page, either $1 or $5 per thing that I produce. It's a way that I can continually improve my equipment and pay for the subscription services and the hosting services that make all these things possible. And if I get enough subscribers, we might even be able to send our sons to school.
Woohoo! Yay for education!
Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you soon. Also, wait, no, the most important thing, this is a podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, do that.
So wherever you're listening to it, whether it's on your iPhone or whatever kind of podcast service you use, subscribe to it there. Rate the podcast. Tell people you like it. Leave a little, like, what do you call, review. Telling people how amazing it is, because that means other people can find it and it can get rated higher on the iTunes charts, which means more people can find it, and it means it'll just be more fun for everyone if you do that.
Yep.
It'll actually be more fun for you. I'm not really asking for myself or for Julie. We're asking for you.
because we're selfish like
We're
that.
selfish like that. Thank you so much for listening.
Have a
We
good
will
night.
catch you 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Bye.